What if everything you thought you knew about Ivana Alawi was just the surface of a deeper, more painful story? What if the truth, raw, shocking, and deeply human, wasn't something she broadcasted in her glamorous YouTube vlogs, but something she carried silently for years? This isn't just a revelation. This is the side of Ivana that changes everything. Because behind every smile is a struggle, and behind every success, a secret. If you like these types of grind story, please like, share, and subscribe for more. Ivana Alawi is one of the most admired women in the Philippines. Her beauty is undeniable, her charm magnetic, and her generosity, especially towards strangers and the poor, has earned her the love of millions. But that compassion didn't come from a life of comfort. It was born from truth, one that she tried to hide for years. She wasn't always the confident, unbothered star we see today. In fact, there was a time she felt invisible, forgotten, even rejected by those who should have loved her the most. Ivana, born Alawi, came from a broken family. Her mother, a Filipina, raised 4 kids alone after their Moroccan father left. It was a life of hardship, financial struggle, emotional battles, and the constant burden of making ends meet. But here's the truth she rarely talks about. Ivana once felt unwanted. She was the product of 2 cultures but didn't fully belong to either. In the Philippines, she was too Arab. In Bahrain, too Filipina. And that feeling, that she didn't quite fit in anywhere, haunted her. It all came to a breaking point when she was still a teenager. Her father, after years of silence, invited her to live with him in Bahrain. Ivana left the Philippines hopeful. Maybe this was her chance to reconnect, to be seen. But the reality was harsh. Her stay in Bahrain became one of the most emotionally isolating experiences of her life. She was not embraced as a daughter. Instead, she was treated like an outsider, under the same roof as her father, but light years away from his heart. He had moved on, built another life. And in that life, she was just a shadow of the past. That truth, that even your own blood can make you feel like a burden, cut deep. She didn't post about it. She didn't cry on camera. But those years in Bahrain broke something in her. She returned to the Philippines with a shattered sense of identity and a heavy emotional scar. But she made a choice most don't. She didn't let it define her. She used it to rebuild herself. Ivana tried to enter showbiz, auditioning for roles and competitions. Most people don't know that she was rejected by many casting directors. One even told her she was too different for mainstream TV. The sting of not fitting in followed her from Bahrain to Manila. But she didn't give up, not even close. She found YouTube, not just as a platform, but as an escape. A place where she could be herself, unfiltered. No casting, no script, no judgment. And surprisingly, the audience loved her for that exact reason. But here's the real truth behind her rise. Ivana's authenticity was rooted in pain. She knows what it's like to be judged without being understood. To be given less because you're different. To be told you're not enough. And because of that, when she gives, when she helps jeepney drivers, single moms, kids on the street, it comes from a place she once lived in. The truth? She doesn't do it for content. She does it because once she needed that same kind of miracle, and no one gave it to her. The most shocking part of Ivana's story isn't about scandals or fame. It's that the girl we see smiling on screen once cried herself to sleep, questioning if she was even worthy of love. She doesn't say this for sympathy. She says it to inspire. Because her life proves that no matter how broken you feel, you can rebuild. You can turn abandonment into self-love. You can transform rejection into purpose. Ivana's story is proof that pain can grow into power. Today, she stands not just as a content creator or actress, but as a symbol of hope. A woman who came from heartbreak and poverty, yet chose to rise, to give, and to love without bitterness. So the next time you see her giving away money, laughing with her mom, or lifting someone from the streets, know that it comes from the truth she once lived. She was that person, invisible, struggling, waiting for someone to see her. Now she sees others. And in doing so, she finally sees herself. That's the full truth. Not a scandal, not a tabloid headline, but a human truth that deserves respect. And now I want to ask you, have you ever been made to feel like you didn't belong? Have you ever turned your pain into something that helps others? Because like Ivana, we all have a truth. And sometimes sharing it becomes the spark someone else needs to keep going. Let me know what part of Ivana's story spoke to you. Your voice matters. Your truth matters too.